57 laps complete this time by, and look at this pack. Trouble off trouble. Newman slams the wall. Man, comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over. Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year, on the rear end, ripped from the car.
So you've had spin outs, you've seen wrecks, and then you've seen big wrecks. What you just saw was a big wreck. You saw it by this guy right here, Ryan Newman, straight from Circle B Diecast, straight from Motorsports Auctions. Hashtag
not sponsored.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. You're watching Speedway Nostalgia. I'm Josh.
I'm Caleb.
And right now, what we're going to do is we're going to have us a long conversation, probably not long at all. But we're going to break down this wreck that you just saw with Ryan Newman at the 2003 Daytona 500. But before we get into that, we had a little fun this morning.
We did. We got to go to Kyle Petty's charity event for Victory Junction. He's doing his ride across really the U.S. right now. But yeah, got to see him and a couple of those guys there.
So one cool thing is, and then, you know, we make jokes and stuff like that with Kyle Petty and stuff like that, but it's really a cool thing what he's doing with, you know, the charity ride and Victory Junction and things like that. We even picked this up at Ice Gator Neck, which was really cool. So just a little shout out to the charity ride there. I think that's pretty awesome. This right here is autographed. It didn't get autographed today because Ryan Newman wasn't with him, but we'll get to that here in a minute. What'd you think? What'd you think getting to meet all the guys that I enjoyed when I was a kid? I said we got to hang out. We didn't get to hang out. We got to meet and greet Kenny Schrader, which was really cool. And Clint Boyer, he was there. Kyle Petty, of course, was there. Bill Davidson was there. We got to meet all those guys. But two of my personal favorite that we got to hang out with today, the Herminator himself, Kenny Wallace, was there, and boy, was he on it.
Oh, I've always loved Kenny Wallace's personality. His life was what cracks me up the most. But yeah, I got to meet him, Richard Petty.
Richard Petty obviously was
there.
The main event, and that was really cool. You know, it's actually crazy. A guy his age, 89 years old, and he is going across country on bike.
Yeah.
Now he's on a trike, but still, that's pretty impressive.
Well, and that just shows, I guess, how good of shape Richard Petty was in.
I know,
as a race car driver. But yeah, it was cool to meet him. Richard Petty was always one of those bucket list guys to meet. I never expected to meet him really, but yeah, it was cool. Clint Boyer was another one I've always wanted to meet.
Clint Boyer's a cool dude.
Yeah, I've always respected Clint Boyer.
But without further ado, though, we're gonna get in. We're gonna break down this incident. It's 2003. It's the Daytona 500. Mariah Carey is singing the national anthem, and John Travolta is given the command to start the engines. We're going to watch DEI stay up front the entire race. The DEI cars, Dale Jr., Michael Waltrip, always, you can expect to see them in the early 2000s running up front. And this race was no different. But the real story from this race happened on lap 57.
Well, with the I mean, and you wouldn't figure watching, I guess, some before the stuff. Everybody was just kind of settled in there, which at Daytona, you're not really going to see some pretty aggressive racing. But yeah, with the crash that happened, it was massive with Ryan Newman. But and it looked like I said, everybody was settled in. Ward Burton, I'm pretty sure, was the one that it looked like was the one that really started the wreck with Ken Schrader, and then, you know, Ryan Newman taking the worst of it. But yeah, that was a big one for sure.
So, and as you're watching this, so Ryan Newman, he's, you know, just hanging out doing his own thing, and Ward Burton actually gives a bump, and that's when Ken Schrader's car, shout out to Kenny Schrader just because, you know, now we know him.
Yeah.
But you're going to see Ryan Newman slam hard on the right side of his car, and it's going to completely snap that front, help me out, the upper control arm. and the wheel's just going to start flapping, and then he's going to go flying across the track into the infield, and that car is just going to catch it. I mean, it literally starts lifting up just like a feather.
And Darrell Waltrip said these cars weigh like 3,400 pounds. I'm pretty sure it was, and you wouldn't think that much weight could flip like that, but Newman was. Which once you get in that grass, I mean, you're done. But I mean, the car really just got airborne. I guess the grass definitely had some impact on it, but like you said, it just lifted up. When you lift up like that, there's nothing else you can do.
Oh no, I mean you're along for a ride at that point. Yeah, good call. They're actually 3,400 pounds, is what these cars were. Let's talk about this car. A little shout out to Circle B Diecast. This right here, this is a 10 caliber. This is a owner's edition, ain't it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Pull that box over here. These are super cool box. So it comes with this special box, okay? It breaks down the car. You get this cool display. These 10 caliber owner series is just really cool. You can put it back. But again, I love these cars. This was actually not the car from the race. Okay, it's not a race version. It's not even from 2003. This car is from his rookie year. One year before, and of course it's autographed. But I love these cars, and again, I'll plug them again just because we have been kind of talking about maybe working a deal out here soon, and I'm super excited. But these, I mean, working with Circle B is just super cool, and their auctions, they have an auction almost a few times a week on the Whatnot app at Motorsports Auctions. They also have motorsportsauctions.com. But these guys are just super easy to work with, super cool to work with, and the auctions get kind of interesting there sometimes too. But back on this one, it's actually kind of funny. There's a scene there where you see Dale Jarrett go by on the Zen car, and all you see is this car. All you see is this car flying through the air.
Well, you can see a big number 12 just going backwards.
It reminded me of a scene in the movie Talladega Nights, where Will Ferrell or Ricky Bobby, he's in there and he goes, "Yeah, I'm flying through the air. This is not good." That's what that scene kind of reminds me of, is Dale Jarrett is just flying by. But, as the show must go on.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is they didn't even bring out the red flag for that wreck.
Man, you figure they would. I mean, that car
it was a much different world back then.
Yeah, that's true. They're going to put the red flag out. I mean, if that would happen in today's world, I mean, then definitely.
Now, not long after this, the red flag's going to come out, but not for a wreck.
Lovely rain.
The rain's going to cut it short, and Michael Waltrip's going to take it to victory lane. In this situation, Ward Burton bumps Kenny Schrader. It was, I mean, you can tell by watching the race, it's unintentional. I mean, he didn't mean for it to happen. It was just a racing incident. But Ward Burton walks away without a scratch on that one.
Nope,
his car was just fine.
He was the one that started. Which Ryan Newman in his interview, he didn't seem too mad over the deal. I mean, it was just.
No, he didn't know what happened.
Oh, okay.
In fact, in his interview, because it was Kenny Schrader, and then, of course, Kenny Schrader slides down pit road and he catches Bobby Labonte. And so Ken Schrader and Bobby Labonte were stuck on pit road because they got tangled up, as a result of this wreck. And they're all three in the infield care center. And Ryan Newman says in his interview, he says, I told him, if you guys are mad at me because I did something wrong, let's just go ahead and fight it out now. Actually, from my family to yours, here's the interview for Ryan Newman after this wreck.
Happened out there?
I still got a little dirt in my teeth.
And in your ears, but
yeah,
you're good for the wear here.
Yeah, we just coming off of 3 there. I know we were 3 wide, and I don't know if my car washed up or what, but I felt the car get light, and I washed up, and I don't know if it was Schrader or whoever next to me, and the way I hit him, it just kind of shot me towards the wall, and I don't know what happened to the rest of them. I saw Schrader and Labonte in the infield care center there, and I told them, I said, I'm not really sure what happened, so if you guys are mad at me, let's go ahead and fight about it now. But they were really just concerned with me and their own health, and happy to come out of the Altoona Dodge in one piece.
Yeah, a lot of drama as the car flipped and everyone was waiting for you to get out. Any loss of consciousness, or were you just plain stuck in the car?
I was stuck in the car. There was about a wad of sod about 6 or 8 inches thick and about 2 feet long that was actually in my lap. And I had my feet down in the back of the seat and had my head down up into the windshield, and I couldn't get turned. And I'm a pretty small guy myself, and I couldn't get turned to get out of the car itself. And they actually had to help pry me out of the car when I was there. So it was actually more painful getting out of the car than it was throughout the wreck.
And as you're watching right now, too, you're going to see the flyby right before this wreck takes place, and you're going to see Ryan Newman smack hard into that wall. And even if you're watching it with sound, I mean, you hear it and it hurts.
Oh man, that got hit in the wall that fast, especially in some of those wrecks, like the Johnny Benson one we were talking about not so long ago. I mean, that's just, you can almost feel it,
right?
Like as you're watching the in-car camera, and like the flyby too. But yeah,
that Johnny Benson wreck.
Yeah, that's one of the worst ones I've seen in it. I mean, in those old races.
We actually show that one in detail too. Go back and watch the Bobby Blondie wreck from Talladega 2001. It was a couple weeks back. We posted that one, but watching Ryan Newman hit the wall from the side, that was insane. But in his interview, getting out of the car actually hurt worse than the actual wreck.
Well, he's upside down, and of course the car's destroyed, and
his hands device on it.
Yeah, the hands device. Or and this is why you don't drink coffee while you're on the show.
Oh,
better. It's
Mike Joy called it the hands device while it was in development.
Device. Yeah, he's got that on. He's got the seatbelt on, and he's upside down. That's like the worst way to be in a car. And you're needing to come, and you're wanting to get out.
I mean, you're literally kind of in a space shuttle here, which he felt probably like a spaceship while all this going on. But you can't. I'm telling you.
Well, and today they're like tanks now, and
you can't tell me now. I don't know. I guess safety has come a long way, but you can't tell me nothing was any better than these Gen 4 cars. But every area is going to argue.
Yeah,
you know that is what it is. But again, just a little gift from me to you. I'm going to let you see a video that you haven't even seen.
Yeah.
So without further ado, actually, Jeff Hammond is going to explain from the Ford cutaway car how this incident took off, because actually what helped Ryan Newman was the fact that the car got shredded up so bad, because it's actually taking the impact in and helping that not cause any harm. But take a look at this.
NASCAR has made a lot of these cars have got to be like this because of safety issues. First and foremost, the window net that keeps your arms and your head from getting outside the car. And you look inside here, you see a lot of material as far as the roll cage structure. This halo bar that goes around the driver's head, there's a bar right beside his head that kind of protects it right here in the center, as well as this special seat that everybody's gone to keep your head protected while it's bouncing around. When that car is flipping upside down, think about Ryan's head sitting in here. Instead of just flopping right to left, it's actually being secured inside this really massive headrest, as well as these 6-point system as far as the restraints are concerned that hold him in this place. As far as the seat is, he's got to be held really tight inside that capsule that Daryl is talking about. This is the driver capsule. It's got to be built really, really strong in the event of an accident, just like we just seen. And you can see how well it held up. Now, one thing that you saw, this is the rear end housing underneath our cutaway car. It's intact. You can see the spring over here, the truck arm. But what happened, the wheel got ripped loose, or the tire got ripped off, the wheel dug in, and it ripped. Let's look over here at the cutaway housing. It ripped the entire housing from underneath this race car. It literally ripped the springs. You saw the springs flying out of the air. This whole entire housing was ripped completely from this race car. That's how violent of an accident it was. But you saw Ryan Newman be able to walk away because of NASCAR safety features.
I love how they would always do those cutaway cars and everything. It just breaks it down really good.
Yeah, well, they always, I mean, they're in McReynolds. He always does is kind of like on super speedways, the setup of a car, the way the draft works and stuff. But I mean, I feel like you don't see that type of going into detail about the car.
Right.
But then again, the cars now, you don't really have to. I mean, a hard wreck is the car gets, I mean, damage on it, but you don't see the car completely shredded like Newman's car was.
What was kind of neat too, and I remember watching this when I was a teenager, but they were actually just coming back from commercial break. So they couldn't have been timed any more perfect. And you could tell it wasn't a staged situation because TV is always delayed.
Yeah.
But you could actually tell that they were legitimately coming back from commercial break, and this timed just absolutely perfect. What was your thoughts when because was this the first time you saw this wreck? I know you saw the one from 2020, but this one from 2003.
I've actually seen this one a few times on some just NASCAR highlights about like big wrecks at Daytona or something. But yeah, I've seen this one a few times. But it's always, every time I watch it, it's a story of how bad the wreck was, I guess. Like, you don't realize, when you watch it several times, but every time you see it, it's one of those wrecks you're always gonna say was one of the worst at that track.
Right.
But I would say Ryan Newman's was probably one of the worst at Daytona.
It was definitely one of those ones that rang the bell, and was even one of those ones that kind of showed just how far safety has come along in NASCAR. And this was in 2003, so NASCAR, I will give NASCAR credit. They do go above and beyond for safety, and for obvious reasons. You can't tell me that NASCAR doesn't care.
Oh, they definitely care. I mean, those drivers, when they get that's not something easy, I guess. I mean, driving the car itself is hard, but those wrecks are pretty violent, especially ones at super speedways.
And these right here, that's the thing, is so the small wrecks are the ones that hurt you.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier while we were standing in line at the charity ride event, when we were talking, saying how in 2000, when Kenny Irwin was killed and when Adam Petty was killed, it was on short tracks.
Yeah. And you wouldn't think that short tracks would have, you would definitely not think those war tracks would come out short tracks.
But if you think about it, and what Darrell Waltrip said during this makes sense, the car shredding and coming apart like it did actually helped the driver, because every piece that was flying off that car was just a little less impact every time he flipped. Every time that car made impact with the ground, something fell off, meaning it was taking the impact. And that's what NASCAR's goal was these roll bars and everything to stay strong while the car takes the impact.
And it did, for sure.
Oh, 100%. And, just like in the Bobby Labonte wreck just a couple of years before this, and of course, just like with this wreck, it definitely shows that, drivers were walking away in a lot better shape than before.
Oh, yeah. And like you said, safety definitely come a long way. And it's still, there's all kinds of safety things now, but that's got to be nice to know for the drivers anyways, to know, like, if, a wreck does happen, that's bad. At least it's nice to know that the cars are pretty safe. You wouldn't think that when you watch them fly by, but.
Well, speaking of safe, Chase Elliott, he's looking pretty safe for the chase this year. No pun intended on the name.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited for him. You got to win, this past race at Texas, and that's his second one this season, and it's early too. So that's
definitely starting the year off.
Yeah, that's good. He's had strong run since Daytona, anyways, which he almost won.
Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up this week on this one. So, what are your thoughts on this wreck on the epic scale? Would you put it from a 1 to 10? Would you put it at an 8, 9, 10, or would you put it at a 3, 4, 5, or would you put it at a 1, 2?
I'll probably go between 7 or 8.
I'm going 8, 9, and I'm going to tell you why. That rear housing ripping off was just epic.
That, man, and the thing is, those cars, like, the weirdest things happen when they wreck. And that was one of those, like, what? Like, you wouldn't expect that to happen.
It definitely put on a show, and watching it live, and I remember watching it live. You've expected it. You knew what was going to happen. But watching it live, when you see it, you're just thinking, you're watching it, you just think, Ryan Newman just died.
or in person. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
think about those people who got to see it in person.
Or
But man, yeah.
so I mean, they're pretty gnarly, that's for sure. What did you think? Did you think it was a pretty epic wreck? Let us know in the comments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or an epic 10. I call it an 8 or a 9. You say 7 or 8. I'm kind of curious what y'all have to say. Also, make sure that you're following us on Instagram. I'm posting there every day. We post shorts every day. I'm really, really hoping to get some more stuff going on, but I need y'all's support and I need y'all's help to help this thing grow. We're also hopefully, I'm hoping maybe we can record an episode about the history of Talladega, but record it from Talladega in October. So if you guys could help us out with that, I really don't know how. We're working on it. We're getting there. So maybe some of you creators that follow me and are able to get some of those benefits can tell us the route to go. But until next week, you be good.
You be better.
And you be best. And we'll catch you next week on Speedway Nostalgia. Enjoy the clip.